Kamala Harris is struggling with young male voters. Gee, I wonder why.
You guys watched the debate! Right, he has, quote, concepts of a plan. Concepts!
You mean to tell me that this kind of robust, red-blooded masculinity isn't resonating with young men? You mean to tell me prancing around on stage like Richard Simmons? And welcoming your own wife by shaking her hand isn't connecting with hardcore gym bros? But don't worry, Dems, because Campaign Kamala has found a solution. She's likely going to appear on Joe Rogan's podcast before the election to bolster her reach with male voters. Oh, I'm sure that'll go well, with Harris being widely regarded for her long-format, intellectually razor-sharp monologues.
You know, there's this whole, I talked with somebody once who said, you know, if you just look at where the stars are in the sky, don't look at them as just random things. If you just look at them as points, look at the constellation, what does it show you? So you just outlined it, Roland. What does it show you?
The same people who call Elon Musk stupid while he's doing this think this galaxy brain word salad is going to lead us to Mars.
With the exploration of space being defined in the 20th century, we know that living in this century, we must think about where we now stand and where we must go.
The same people who call J.D. Vance weird,
these guys are creepy and yes, just weird as hell,
are gonna vote this guy into the White House. Kamala's problems with attracting young male voters is also being bemoaned by leftist streamers like Hassan Piker.
There is a massive amount of right-wing radicalization that has been occurring, especially in younger male spaces. Everything is completely dominated by right-wing politics. If you're a dude under the age of 30 and you have any hobbies whatsoever, whether it's playing video games, whether it's working out, whether it's, I don't know, listening to like a history podcast or whatever, every single facet of that is just completely dominated by center-right to Trumpian right.
Wow, let's take all the hobbies and interests enjoyed by young men, then ruin the crap out of them, then wonder why young men are turning away from leftism. Funny how that works. I'm sure this super masculine Kamala Waltz camo cap will make up for it. It's hard to believe that the left's inspiring message that young men are overprivileged, dangerous and mentally disturbed hasn't been cutting through. They're still lamenting Kamala's unpopularity amongst young men, while simultaneously insulting young men.
And she's got such a big problem with men. I think there's an undercount of the Trump vote. I think there is misogynation in all of this.
Funny how that works. Funny how trashing men and masculinity as toxic for over a decade makes them not like you. Maybe Kamala can explain to Joe Rogan her myriad of policies designed to appeal to young American men. And no, having Michelle Obama recruit drag queens to get out the vote in swing states doesn't cut it. Jamie, pull up that clip where she says she wants to give taxpayer-funded sex change surgeries to illegal immigrants in jail. It's a question I've heard so many times before. Paul, you're nearly pushing middle age. Alright, rude. How come you look 10 years younger than you are? Only 10? Well, it's not rocket science. It's called regularly moisturising your face and having a good skincare routine. That's why I'm excited to have Tiege Hanley as the sponsor of today's video. They help men start and maintain a skincare routine by simplifying the entire process. I recommend you start with their Level 1 system, which comes with all the basics. A daily face wash to get rid of all the dirt and grime on your skin. A 2 times a week exfoliating scrub to get rid of all the dead skin cells. An AM moisturiser with SPF 20, because you should always be protecting your skin from the sun. And a PM moisturiser to help your skin stay hydrated and healthy throughout the night. Their products have made my skin look and feel healthier than ever. But you don't have to just take my word for it. They've got over 7,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers around the world. And because Tiege is sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click the link in the description to get 30% off your first skincare system and and a free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll also get 20% off for life. By the way, both gifts you're choosing from are $20 value and are complete game changers. A silicone body scrubber or a nail and face grooming kit. They've pouched it up all nice as well. Personally, I prefer the silicone body scrubber because it just feels so soft and silky on the skin. Ooh, not gonna lie, that does feel nice. So don't wait any longer. Click the link in the description box down below to start your skincare journey today. Kamala's entered a doom loop. She lost support for refusing to do a single press conference or any interviews. Now she's forced to do interviews, but they're only serving to remind Americans how utterly stupid she is.
Have you no empathy, man?
Yes.
You know, for the suffering of other people. Have you no sense of purpose?
2+ hours of having to engage in elongated conversations with Joe Rogan. She can't even get through a glib 20-minute campaign speech without using a teleprompter and the exact same script.
And when we fight, we win! And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win! One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government shouldn't be telling her what to do. One does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do. But I call an opportunity economy so that every American has an opportunity to own a home, to build wealth, and to start a business. So every American has the opportunity to own a home, to build wealth, to start a small business.
She can't even write an original paragraph in her own book without plagiarizing it from Wikipedia. Meanwhile, Harris's poll numbers continue to crumble.
And the top line is the 5-point advantage that Kamala Harris had in our last poll is gone.
And despite Obama's best efforts to rally the brothers, young black men are turning away in droves too.
Whoa, this is one of them, all right? This is the Democratic margin among black men under the age of 45 in presidential elections. You go back to November of 2012, what do you see? You see Obama by 81. Clinton only won him by 63. Then we're all the way down to Biden last time around by 53. A tremendous drop already. And then you take a look at the average of the most recent polls, and Kamala Harris is up by only 41 points. That is about half the margin that Obama won them by back in November of 2012.
RCP average for Biden this time in 2020 was plus 9.4. Kamala's on a dwindling 1.7. Trump's also just surged to almost 57% on Polymarket. And Kamala's answer to all that is to cancel Columbus Day.
Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease.
I'm sure that'll resonate with young male voters, probably just as well as having Pete Buttigieg lead a struggle session for blubbering white dudes for Harris, where they were encouraged to fess up and be honest with ourselves and each other about the role we've played in our nation's history.
The idea that men can gather to talk about how we feel, interesting, powerful concept.
I'm so sorry for being a white man. Wow, so inspiring, so masculine. Meanwhile, Trump's literally dodging bullets like a true alpha. While Harris surrogates patronize men as collective Kuma brains, whose only priority is instant sexual gratification, while threatening them with the prospect of Trump banning OnlyFans, which even if it happened would only help men by ending another destructive cycle of addiction, which is preventing them from forming strong relationships with normal women, having families, and becoming, you know, real men. Meanwhile, there's apparently huge tension between the Harris and Biden camps because Biden isn't campaigning hard enough for her. But don't worry, because Bill Clinton rushed in to fill the void by campaigning directly for Trump.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about it, about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
20 days to go. If you value what I do and you want to help support me, please visit pauljosephwatson.locals.com and either pledge a one-time donation or subscribe to join my community, get early access videos, and message me directly. And exclusive live streams coming soon too. Promise. Check out the Locals link down in the description. And don't forget to take a look at the brand new website modernity.news. That's where you'll find all my content, including exclusive articles. That's modernity.news.